Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. John Gray here with Coach John Olive and John Olive's fifth quarter show, celebrating our 20th year of Tullahoma Wildcat football on Charter Channel 6. And Coach, last night was one of those nights, one of those games, the reason that you play football, district head up, match up to two folks, like you said, that have been on the top for a while and fight battles every time they play, Tullahoma and Columbia, and last night was no different.
No, it looked like it was going to be a lot different as they jumped out to a 19-0 lead, and that's three straight games now. We've let the other team come out of the gate against us, and special teams, we've got to go to work. We've just got to find a way to solve our special team problems if we can, and that's becoming Achilles' heels for this football team, and that's not been an issue for us in the past. And,
right.
We've got to go to work and see if we can't solve some of our problems. Our young men played hard last night. They fought all the way to the very end. And we ended up having a chance to send the game to overtime, and just couldn't execute well enough to get it done. And we'll go back to work again on Monday morning before we enjoy having Labor Day afternoon off, and see if we can't just get ready to play Coffee County and what's a huge ball game for our community and the Manchester community, and hopefully have what the environment ought to be great. What Friday night football ought to be all about.
And that'll be at home. It's a home game, which is great. Speed. Columbia had a lot of speed. They had 3 or 4 guys that could fly.
They had good speed, and the number 5, Dre Hall, is an outstanding athlete, has been. Markham, the quarterback, who also played strong safety. He's a 3-year starter for him at quarterback and has won a lot of football games. And we thought that we had a good opportunity against this team, but we felt like we needed to come out of the blocks quickly.
Right.
And see how they would respond. Right. And so anyway, went just the opposite of what we wanted, and part of it's good coaching by Columbia and poor coaching by us. There were some things that happened that the first interception that was returned for a touchdown, I guess the only interception we had was returned for a touchdown. It's a great athletic play.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Justin Brown actually is throwing the ball to his hot receiver. The linebacker blitz was there. We've got not one but 2 open receivers right there. We just can't pitch and catch as the ball floats a little high. And so we were trying to do the right thing. In response, they actually ran the blitz a little further inside than what we had thought they would run the blitz. We were expecting it to come one hole wider. And so, it was good by their coaching staff that they were prepared. And, I look back on the tape, and you can always call plays a lot better after you watch the tape.
After the game's been played.
I wish that we had started with some of our counter stuff, and instead of what we had laid out as a plan was to do what we had done against Cookville for the first 3 or 4 plays, and then start doing some counter stuff. And I wish we'd turned it around and done it a little bit opposite, but that's always 2020.
But what happens here is these young men in Tullahoma Wildcats get behind them, and they do what they do. They stay in the game, and they fight, and they play, and they scratch, and they claw, and at the end of the game, they find themselves right where they need to be to, like you say, put the game into overtime, and just couldn't make that one last play. But exciting, it always is. Tullahoma High School football is one of the greatest things in the world. We have some great sponsors this year who are helping put this program on. What we'd like to do right now is go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with the first quarter of Tullahoma versus Columbia, and we'll see you then.
Ascend Federal Credit Union, raising possibilities.
Since 1917, Builder Supply has been the place to go for all your building materials. It's where the contractors have shopped for years. Builder Supply stocks quality Benjamin Moore paint, Tamco shingles, case knives, DeWalt, Stanley, and Makita tools, Peachtree Southern Rose, and Sun windows, Traders grills, Quickset locks, General Shale brick, Yellow wood, and pass load nail guns and nails. Experienced salespeople are there to help you find the right products for your job. So when you're ready to build, whether large or small, think Builder Supply. 301 South Atlantic Street in Tullahoma.
It's football time in Tennessee. Keith Barnett here with the Russell Barnett Automotive family, where we're ready for another great season. The name you've trusted for over 30 years and home of the million-mile warranty. Stop by one of our 4 locations and catch that next great deal. Russell Barnett Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Chevrolet GMC, Ford and Mercury in Winchester, and Russell Barnett Kia in Tullahoma. My question is, why buy anywhere else?
What in the world could ever be?
He's for real, you can see it in his swagger. You can see it in his swagger. He a boss, you can see it in his swagger. How we walk, how we talk.
A lot can change in 2 years, but not everything has to. With the Charter Price Guarantee, lock in low rates for 2 years, because sometimes it's nice to know what's on the road ahead.
Our captains last night, starting left to right, number 57, Tyler Hill, number 82, Joseph London, number 15, Cody Morton, and number 4, Zane Price. And as this game progresses, number 82 is going to have a really good football game in the second half. Felt like that some of our younger linebackers made some progress again last night. Cody Michael played, I thought, a good football game at his linebacker position, and Michael Lett, as the game went on, started making some really good plays. We just are in a situation where the lack of speed at some key places makes us vulnerable to giving up some yardage. And I was proud of our defense for after we'd give them big plays to get yardage, we would stiffen and hold, and that, I thought that was important. Columbia wins the toss and they choose the football, and Dre Hall, and we just don't squeeze it fast enough. We need to make that tackle, and we don't, and we're not going to catch him. We don't have anybody on our football team that can catch him after 40 yards. And
And it's raining.
It is raining. We were very fortunate that was really the only little rain shower that came through last night compared to the way it had been raining just west of us all day long. So they score 6-0 and they're kicking off to us. They try, not really a true pooch kick, but they're going to kick it short, and we've got the ball at 31, which is fine with us. That's a good operating position. We're going to go to a little bit of an unbalanced look here, and we're starting off trying to run our option, and we don't get them blocked. Number 12 just goes through us there, and 8 was coming. We come back, hit Cole Potter here on the sideline to pick 5 or 6 back up, but we lost 3 on the first play. And so we're going to come back, run a screen, but, you know, the lineman didn't release, and that was just, you know, we got to go back and I guess spend more time on working on our screens. We thought we'd worked on them on Wednesday and thought we had them down, and if we had released right there and got downfield and got on some linebackers, we probably would not have been punting right there. We'd probably had a first down. But we ended up punting the ball, and Cody Morton doing the punting, and he did a great job. For the most part, you know, there was we wanted height last night because of the skill players back there returning. And I think McNeese, number 40, he's a better athlete than I thought he was. As I watched during the game, I felt like he was a lot better. Cody Michael, great job right there. He snapped that head around and found the football, and then there's the blitz, and there's the high throw, and, you know, again, we're not on catch number 5. Jonathan Stovall is going to keep after him, but we're not going to catch him. And so we haven't even played 4 minutes in this game, and we're already down 13-0. And it's not over yet. We're going to fall even further before we finally get ourselves stabilized. Cole Potter on the return. That's the way it'll be moving. Good cut. And he gets us out in good field position. Our problem is offensively, we cannot get anything going until in the second quarter. I think it's the second quarter before we finally get a first down.
They didn't seem to be as big as they were last year.
They're not. They're not. You know, 75 and 73 are big boys, but they're short. Right. They're probably both less than 6'3", and here we're trying to run a counter, and really, I mean, you know, if we worked on that stunt during the week. We watched video on that stunt, and we just did not pick it up. If we pick it up, then we've got a chance. And right here, we've got Jonathan Stovall coming back this way, and if he just follows his big guard tackle right there, you know, it's just there's just little things right there that if we can get corrected, then maybe we won't have such a rough start. But we end up having to punt the ball again, and Cody Morton with Trevor Denny, and he does a good job of punting it away from number 5, and we got him down inside the 10-yard line. And they're going to run it wide this way right here, and they get us hooked, and we just don't get off blocks very well, and Jonathan Stovall finally runs them out of bounds, but instead of having them backed up inside the 10, they're now out to their 25. Same play, going the other direction, we do a better job. And Jacob Pearson coming straight down the line there and makes the tackle for a short gain. Here's a play action pass, and they're running a little screen on the backside, and the corner gets picked off by the big lineman, and again, they pick up first down yardage. And both Columbia and us probably both a little nervous, as we both had to expend some timeouts last night that neither one of us wanted to use at that moment in time. And big tight end. They'd thrown the ball to him a couple of times, but he'd only caught, I think, one pass coming into our game, and he's on to catch several passes. And running the same play, opposite direction. We're running with the 2 outside people, and They're releasing that big tight end. They had a holding call, so it backed it back up there. And here comes Martin. And Zane Price makes the tackle.
That big tight end's a sophomore as well.
He is.
We'll be looking at him for a couple more years.
You know, he's a big sophomore that about 220 or 25 pounds. Good tackle by Robert Collier there, who got to play a lot at corner. And here comes your boot. And he's on a hit Hall over there, but Hall's on a step out of bounds, about 4 yards short of a first. And Columbia takes another timeout, so they've burned 2 of their timeouts.
And we're still in the first quarter.
And they're going to throw a quick screen out here, and 40's holding there on Cole Potter. And so that's on back them back up, and they'll be forced to punt. And their quarterbacks are punter, so you never know whether they're punting or not punting. And so anyway, good job there. Trevor Denny makes him punt, get rid of it. We're going to take over. We're in poor field position. We need 2 first downs. You know, make 2 first downs here before we give the ball back up. And we try running Cole Potter. Great block by Zane Price, but we can't get the linebacker there, 24. And he runs us down from his middle linebacker spot. So very little gain. We draw them off sides there, so we pick up 5. We give ourselves a chance now. And you know, we complete the pass, we just don't pick up as much yardage as it's designed to pick up.
They were pretty well schooled on that play.
They just close on the ball so much is what they do. They close rapidly. So you might be able to get them, but, and I think this is where we have to burn a timeout, as we couldn't get the play called. And here, I'm sure we had talked during the timeout, and Justin was looking for one thing that he was looking for, and it just wasn't there. And so anyway, we ended up having an incomplete pass and having to punt the ball again. You know, Justin missed some practice this week as he's battling strep throat, and that's the one thing that's really bothering me right now is it's beginning. We had 3 players this week that were battling strep throat, all 3 of them starters, and that's a big concern as to what's going to be happening this next week, who's going to be battling.
That looked like that number 21 threw a right cross right there. Markham
just runs with the ball well. We're down 13-0. They're knocking at the door, and it doesn't look like anything's getting any better for us.
Doesn't look good.
We hadn't made a first down yet, and I don't know how many yards they have, but they've got quite a few.
A bunch. You know what does look good, though, Coach? See that right there? That is a donut from the Donut Palace. Me oh my oh, they're good. We want to thank them for their years of participation in the John Olive 5th Quarter Show, providing donuts for all of us and all the guys that show up. And if you're looking for something sweet sometime, it's right across from the high school. All you have to do is walk down the covered walkway to the Donut Palace and look at that. Not yet. We also want to thank the Gerwe family and Mid-South Distributing for being our water sponsor. This is White Quartz water, and when you need to hydrate and don't know what to do, get in a bottle of the Q. It's good stuff, it's good for you, and what a nice looking bottle. Great graphics on the bottle. Rick, Gerwie, and all you folks over there at Mid-South Distributing, we appreciate you very much, again, for being our water sponsor for the John Ollie Fifth Quarter Show. And what we'll do now, folks, is we'll go to a few more commercials, and we'll be back with the second quarter.
Mark, you've won just about everything there is to win in racing. What's next?
I'd like more people to know about ER Extra.
The emergency room at Harton Regional Medical Center?
I just want them to get the best care they can get.
That just gets me right here, Mark.
Maybe you'd like to pay them a visit.
ER Extra at Harton Regional Medical Center.
ER Extra. Extra fast, extra easy, extra great.
Clayton has been Tullahoma's family shoe store for over 100 years with a reputation for fashion and personal service. And the tradition continues today. Stop by Clayton and see our large selection of fine shoes.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
Unlike all the rest, Southern Community Bank will provide you with a different banking experience because you are our first priority. Our services are intuitive. Our team is friendly. Our approach is refreshing. Our support to the community is unwavering. And our service is clearly unique. We offer accounts that make banking simple and hassle-free with all the conveniences you want and need most. Call Southern Community Bank and experience the bank that is unlike all the rest.
Hey football fans, I'm Miss Tennessee 2012, Chandler Lawson, and spokesperson for Second Harvest Food Bank of Middle Tennessee. 1 in 4 Tennessee children don't know where their next meal is coming from, and often their struggles are silenced. In Tullahoma, 5 Loaves for Kids sees that need and ensures that hundreds of students are fed each weekend. But that wouldn't happen without dedicated volunteers and generous contributions. So tonight, I'm asking you to contribute to the fight against child hunger. Please visit www.5loavesforkidscharity.com to lend your voice.
Columbia's got the ball 1st and 10, right outside our 10-yard line, and Martin runs with the ball there, and Trevor Denny makes the stop. 2nd down and about 5. And we do a little better job with him this time. Still picks up a couple of yards before Cody Michaels and company make the tackle, so now it's 3rd down. And he tries to bounce it outside, and that's a pretty good job by Van Williams there. He's short of the 1st down. And here they go. They power it in now on a 4th down and short. And so they're up now 19-0. And thank goodness they missed the receiver there. And it's 19-0 early in the 2nd quarter. And it just looks like this could be a rout. And Van Williams way to run north and south with it. Picks up about 5 after he gets it, and we've got the ball in good field position. We'll take it at the 38.
Every time.
We just need to get some things going here. And Trey Burks comes out of there and runs really hard. And we've got the ball down to their 43-yard line, and that's our first down of the ball game. And we're having trouble we were trying to get them to show us what they were going to do and then call the play, and we just had a hard time getting it communicated. Not a very good coaching job by me. And so anyway, we come back here.
Great job.
We get a good throw and catch from Justin Brown to Zane Price.
Look the way Zane was wrapped. He was folded up around that ball.
He did a good job of keeping the ball in there tight. They do a good job of really hammering at the ball. Run Trey, and we get down to the 3-yard line, and we thought we could come back and and get him in this time. But they close it off, and we actually lose 5 yards on the play. So now we've got a 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 8, and we decided again that we felt like there was a gap there to run through, that we could get them through there instead of taking a chance of throwing the football. And we picked back up 3 yards, but they did a good job defensively of closing down any gaps in there. We just thought there was a possibility we'd catch them blitzing right there and be able to find that little crease and get him into the end zone. And so Cody Morton with Trevor Denny snapping and Caleb Olive holding puts it through, and we have finally at least scored. It's 19-3, and Van Williams on the tackle there, and here comes that little quick screen again. We play it a little better that time with Dalton Cox making the stop and hold them to about a 3-yard gain. And they fumble the football, and Cody Michael gets his 2nd turnover of the game. As big play, big. We've got a chance here to climb right back in this ball game. Take over deep in their territory. We run the ball here for 4 yards, so we've got a 2nd and 6. Come back, and we've got a chance again, we felt like, of being able to pick up that first down. We're at 2nd down and 1, and we've got our 1 yard right now, but we're going to lose the football there. As number 24 knocks the ball out of our arms from behind, and you got to hold that ball close to your body, keep it in there tight. And so we lose a golden opportunity there. Aaron Banks and Cody Michael on the tackle.
The defense is going to start stiffening up now.
There they go, trying to run their stretch outside there, and Michael Lett, Van.
Big Pearson was all over his legs too.
Yeah.
Look at there, look at that hit.
Dalton Cox there, and if I remember right, there's a holding penalty against Columbia right there, so we back them back up again. And here comes the quick screen, and you know, they do a good job. You know, when you got an athlete like number 5, they can put some real pressure on you to where if you leave your linebackers inside, that's all they got to do is stand up and run quick screens. If you widen your linebacker out, they're going to try to run it down your throat. And you know, it's a good scheme when you've got a great wide receiver like they do. And Zane Price and Cody Michael had a really good stop there just a second ago.
Well, they're starting to get hit now. You know, they were running through all of that. Look at there. They were running
good job by Van and Dalton.
Effortless there for a while, but now our boys are starting to put a little pop on them.
Comes your play action pass again, and the quarterback's going to pull it down and run.
That should have been a holding call right back there. I don't know who that was, Pearson or somebody coming around on that right side was.
It was Joe London. He and the tackle were all tied up.
There it is.
Good shot by Trevor Denny. Joe picks it up to run, and you know, it's just one of those things. If Jordan Kinney had turned to his right instead of the left, he would have seen 21. He blocks 21. The other guy would have never caught Joe.
Right.
So right before halftime, we got a chance here, and we again trying to keep Justin out of just obvious throwing situations. We're trying to run because we didn't want him under duress. And we try to throw a screen right here, and again, but if we make our blocks right there, we've got a chance. But as it is, we try to kick a field goal on the last play of the half, and We just don't get it through there. We just off to the left there, went to the left of the post, and so instead of us scoring on the last play of the half or us getting a touchdown right before half, we don't get anything. Boy, I just thought that, you know, that was an opportunity. We had to waste timeouts in the first quarter. Timeouts would have been very helpful right there. We could have gotten a little bit more maybe done. I know we let about 20 seconds run off the clock there after the first down play. And again, we just thought we'd catch them in that with the blitzers coming on the outside, or even trap the blitzer and get Trey in there through the secondary. But never able to do it. They were a lot better than we were up front.
Well, but we've stiffened up. The defense has stiffened up, and they're on the board with what, 19 points right now? 19
points, kickoff return, and an interception.
That's how it'll end up. That's folks. You watch the second half of this ball game, you will see some fine defense by the Tullahoma Wildcat football team, because 19 points is all they score in this ball game.
That's correct.
And it's going to be fun. The second half of this game is fun to watch. Don't you go away. We'll be back.
Hello, Trent McNabb here, welcoming you to the brand new showroom at Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac in Tullahoma. And here's something they don't have across town. Come check out our brand new state-of-the-art service drive.
Hello, Trey McNabb here, General Manager of Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep. You've seen my little brother on TV. I taught him everything he knows, except how to give you more money for your car. Come see me.
Serving you as a local firefighter.
Proudly served our country in the United States Air Force.
Serving Tullahoma.
Helping our kids.
Hi, I'm Terry Stroop. Your comfort is our service. We'd like to thank Tullahoma for the privilege of serving your heating and cooling needs.
To be a star athlete, you have to use the right equipment. Anything short of that is, well, ineffective. Make Top Rehab the best tool in your bag, especially after you've had a sports-related injury. Yes, you may get tired. Yes, you may get uncomfortable. But when the final rehab whistle blows, you get results. Top Rehab, the right equipment for your star athletes.
Welcome to the Rose Bowl. The team's taking the field. Not many people. Oh, my. He missed. Off to a rough start here. Somebody wants to go home. What's he doing?
If you're not watching college football in HD, you're watching Pee Wee TV. Graduate to Charter TV in HD and let it all in.
Presents a portion of their 2012 production, Wherefore Art Thou?
Since 1889, Traders Bank has been helping our neighbors realize their dreams. Whether our customers are looking to put a roof over their heads, try their hand at entrepreneurship, or see themselves behind the wheel of a shiny new car, the folks at Traders Bank have always been ready to dive in with them. Because at Traders, we lend you more than just money. We lend you our good name. Traders Bank, you're welcome.
Hello, I'm Jim Woodard from Woodard's Diamond Showroom. Some think that since we're a single store operation, we don't have the buying power of the mega chain or department stores. Woodard's is a part of the Master IJO Jewelers, the world's largest jewelry buying group. This gives us the power of $800 million in sales. You get the best of both worlds, the buying power of a major with the customer service of a hometown jeweler. Woodard's Diamond Showroom inside Northgate Mall of Tullahoma.
Are your teeth dull, chipped, stained, or crooked? If so, call the dental practice of Dr. Mike Long. For a wider, brighter, more attractive smile, Dr. Long offers cosmetic dentistry at its best through whitening, bonding, and veneers. Dr. Long also uses laser technology, eliminating anesthesia and drilling. When you are ready to enhance your smile, call Dr. Mike Long, family practice dentistry for 29 years.
Partners for Healing provides medical care to the working uninsured of Coffee, Franklin, and Moore counties. We are in Tullahoma from 8 to 5, Monday through Thursdays, and in Manchester on Fridays from 8 to 12. We provide primary medical care and offer an in-house disease management program.
My name is Rosie Mitchell, and I would just like to say I am blessed to have partners in my life.
Please call 455-5014 for more information. Thank you for being one of our Partners for Healing.
Second half opens up. It's our choice, and we choose to receive the football, and Trey Burke's on the return, and he has a good return out beyond the 30-yard line. So we take over 1st and 10 at the 32. We're going to try to slip Trey through right here, and
that's good.
Not a whole lot of space, and we lose Josh Duncan right there as he gets an ankle sprain. Actually, it happened earlier in the first half, and we had taped him up. Get the ball out to the 39 there. Trey running the ball. Have big third down here. And we're going to hit Caleb Olive on the sideline, and Caleb pulls it down and picks up about 8 or 9 yards, and so we've got a first down. And we come back, and we take a shot deep at them there.
Great play by 40.
And not able to hit Cole Potter. Come back, we got the counter on, and we just can't block the backside guy to get us over here where there was some running room. Come back and hit Zane there across the middle. And
that little play just shows up when it needs to, doesn't it?
It does. And again, we felt like we could get Trey through there, but we can't. One man trips us up, and we thought it was important to try to get. We'd kind of held on to that play so that they wouldn't be able to talk about it at halftime, and anyway, didn't work. We're rolling here and don't want to miss Trey, so 4th down and about 9, and we decide to punt them and see if we can't pin them down inside the 20-yard line. And Cody again kicks it away from the return man, and we've got them inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Maybe the 7-yard line, and we're not going to be able to. They're getting ready to go to our 15 right now. We miss a tackle there, and Van Williams finally runs him out of bounds, but there was a penalty on a blocker. Best I can tell, one of our men inadvertently got his a hold of a face mask as he was being blocked, and anyway, so there was a face mask penalty. They get a holding penalty right there, so it makes it 1st and 20.
Stovall has a good tackle on that play.
And Stovall makes the tackle there on the other Martin. They're getting ready to run a counter here to the left, and that's just where, I mean, Cody Michael's right where he's supposed to be. He just doesn't have the speed to be able to catch the young man. 3rd down, and good job there. I mean, that's a great job by Trevor Denny. He's outweighed by probably 60 pounds by that number 9, and Trevor got up underneath him and made the tackle. And they miss a chip shot field goal.
So our defense is held.
Defense is held. We just lost field position. And so now we take over at our own 20. We hit Caleb there. We had our 2 sophomore wide receivers together over there, and so we didn't get lined up properly. Come back, run a screen here, and we're going to pick up a little bit, but not much. And, you know, Justin Little, 3rd game as quarterback. And they did some things that just created him a little trouble, but, you know, he settles in there and he keeps battling, and that's what I like about the young man. Get the ball out to the 25, but again, we've got to punt it, and we're going to give them a short field here, as we're going to have a 27-yard punt. So they've got great field position. And that's a great job by JoJo London.
Hello.
And they're going to come right back to the same play. And this time they block it a little better, and they pick up good yardage before Riley Darden makes the tackle. And same play, coming the opposite direction, and Cody Michael makes the stop for a short gain. And they fumble the snap, and Cody Michael is going to come up with his 3rd turnover of the night. That's a great job. And so we need to do something with it now. We're running out of time. We're getting late in the 3rd quarter.
Need to score.
And we need some movement here. Trying to hit Riley and not able to. Come back, and he's trying to throw it to Zane, and we're fortunate that they didn't hang on to it.
They all 3 got there about the same time.
We're going to try a quick screen and thought we might be able to catch them, but not going to happen. And now we're going to try to go deep against them, and we can't buy enough time. And number 80, he makes 2 big sacks on the night, and he knocks down a pass. That's crucial. I mean, you know, he played a really good ball game for them.
Sure
big
did,
defensive end.
And height. The height has a lot to do right there. I mean, he's been the reason that some of those passes have floated a little bit high, because he's right where he's supposed to be with his hands up.
He just played really well against us.
He really did. But it's not over, folks. The excitement's yet to come. We'll be back with the 4th quarter in just a minute.
They say you see the world different. It's like I see the miracle of life in even the smallest things. And that's what it feels like to survive. St. Thomas Heart performs the most heart procedures in the state. That experience means more survivors. For more than 40 years, they have been leaders in cardiac care. That's experience you can count on. because you want to survive.
Do you need a part for your car that the dealer just wants too much money for? Well, bring your toolbox and pull the part yourself for huge savings at the CFC Auto Salvage Pick and Pull on Highway 55 between Tullahoma and Manchester. No walking through waist-high weeds here. All of our vehicles are located in our graveled parking lot, up on blocks with room to work. We stock hundreds of cars and trucks, foreign and domestic, new and old, with new vehicles added weekly. You can even search our entire vehicle inventory online. And if your old vehicle gives up the ghost, bring it by. We offer top dollar for your salvage vehicle. Open to the public 7 days a week until 6:30 or until dark, so there's plenty of time to come by. That's CFC Auto Salvage Pick and Pull.
The Wash Spot on North Jackson Street in Tullahoma is your new state-of-the-art, high-tech express tunnel car wash that gets your car clean quickly and beautifully. We have 4 washes available, from the $6 Express Wash to the $12 Supreme Clean, featuring DuraShield Total Car Protectant. Just pick your wash and let the Express Tunnel Wash leave the dirt behind. After the wash, you can help yourself to one of the free vacuums. Come by 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. to get the best wash in town at a great price. We're located at 2180 North Jackson Street in Tullahoma. The Wash Spot, locally owned and operated.
Life moves fast, but on the internet, it moves at super speed. Like the awesome video that was posted last night. Today it'll be shared, then adored, then parodied, then overexposed. And by tomorrow morning, rediscovered by a whole new generation of users.
Download faster, upload faster, stream faster, and experience life at the speed of internet with high-speed Charter Internet.
Fourth quarter opens. We're in a 4th and long situation, so we're going to punt the football. And Cody Morton hits an outstanding punt here, and for the first time, it really rolls forward. And so,
he turned the ball over several times.
We ended up getting it, rolls through the end zone, and here's another young man that can really run that ends up gaining big yardage. So instead of holding them deep in our territory, they're right back down here breathing down our throats. Joe London, primary tackler there. And we just need to make that tackle. We had a chance to make it and we missed it, but they get a holding call again.
23.
And so get a little bit of a reprieve. Good job there. Michael Lett, Dalton Cox. Very short game. They do it again. And we're fortunate here. They got number 5 behind us, and so not able to complete it. Good job by Joe London putting pressure on. Markham shanks it. Cody Michaels gonna pick it up. Didn't know exactly what to do. And he returns it about 18 yards.
Yeah. Everybody thought it was down, running off the field.
I really thought it was gonna go out of bounds. Justin finds Trey Burks. We are down in scoring territory. And we move, so we lose 5. And trying to hit Zane there, and we can't hang on to it. Trying to put it where he had a chance. And we're going to come back and hit Riley Darden. Same play. We missed Riley on the first time, and that time we get him. And I'm going to just tell you that that's a good run by Trey Burks.
Yeah.
All right. We have completely blown the play. Linemen were running one play and backs another, and I don't know exactly how that happened, but it's just a good job by Trey Burks. And there we get the 2-point conversion. Justin Brown to Riley Darden. And you go into a season thinking that we have a total of 3 2-point plays, figuring that's a season's worth. And
need them all in one.
We've run our first 2-point plays already this year. One against Cookeville and one here. Great job by the defense. And here they come though. And Michael Lett gets off his blocker that time and holds him to a 3-yard gain. Big play here. Here comes the counter. And Joe London falls back in there on him. I thought Joe played really well in the second half. Joseph, we played hard in that second half. We just dug ourselves such a hole. And they're not punting the ball deep. We've got a good opportunity here. Come back, we're gonna hit Trey here on the swing. And good hard running there. Second and short. And we're trying to slide Trey through there again. But again, we can't block the defensive line. They don't win all the time, all the way across the board, but there's always one of them winning his battle. Come back, hit Riley Darden on the same play that we had run earlier. And now we're trying to take advantage of what we had run earlier, and we're actually trying to hit Trey coming into the area where we felt that safety would have to leave from to go cover Riley. And they didn't do it. And so we come back and we're trying to hit Trey down that sideline, and just couldn't quite pitch and catch. And here we're actually coming back to the same play, but trying to work this other side of the field. But we end up with 2 receivers right beside each other. And so there's nothing there. Now it's a big 4th down, and number 80 is going to make a play again. He's going to be the top end up there at the top. And he's going to sack us back there, as well as 52. 52 is a really good football player. He started for them last year as a sophomore. And he's not as big as their other linemen, but he's a good football player. They lined him up at fullback last night. I mean, this is a great job by our defense. They had 2nd and 2. Michael Lett's the first one to hit him. Now they got a 3rd and 3.
And they're taking a timeout. Look at there.
Again, great job, Joe London. And so they're going to punt the ball back to us again. 19-11, punting the ball to us. It almost hits Riley there. He's trying to block his man, and
he did a little dance step and got away
from it. We're going to throw the ball to Trey here, and this is a great individual run. I'm just telling you, it's a great effort. Good job blocking there by Caleb and Zane, but I kept thinking, just get out of bounds, get out of bounds.
That's what everybody was hollering.
And he, stiff arms that last guy. And here we're trying to hit Trey on what's called a little screen. We hadn't used this play in 2 years, but it was our 2-point play 2 years ago. And we were 2 for 2. In fact, we were 3 for 3 on that play 2 years ago, and just not a very good job by me getting us prepared to run that. That was really our 3rd 2-point play for this year. And anyway, we didn't execute it very well, and I'll take responsibility for that, because we just didn't think we would get to that point where, we had practiced it a couple of weeks ago, but It was not something we had practiced this week. We had practiced the one this week that we ran and were successful with, and so our young men fought hard, and that 2-point play probably worked 2 years ago because we didn't have a running back that everybody was keying on.
Right.
And I almost substituted him out and put Jonathan Stovall in there, and then I got thinking, no, I want the ball in my best athlete's hands, and if he catches it at the 4-yard line and has to bull through 2 or 3 people, I want the guy that's got the tools to do that.
Right.
And because they actually called a timeout to where we were able to discuss it and talk about how we were going to do it, and we still didn't do it, but it was there for a chance for us to get the game to go to overtime, and if we could have got it in overtime, I don't know what would have happened, but it would have been exciting. And
we wouldn't have had a 2-point play to run, though, would we?
No, we'd
have to start all over again.
I don't know what we would have done. I was already thinking, earlier whether we stayed with that 2-point play or whether we go to something different, and I just thought, that play's been good to us over the years, and it's a simple play, and we got it from Hillsboro, to be honest with you. Scott Blade, when he came to Hillsboro 4, 5, 6 years ago when we were playing them, that was their 2-point play, that was their short yardage play, and we watched them run it against us and throw it out there to a young man that plays for Tennessee now, and it didn't make any difference. They'd get the ball and they would slam those receivers down inside, and you're playing man to man, and so that brings and that's what they were doing. We had them right where we wanted. We had them in man to man, and anyway. Didn't execute it well enough.
Well, and you had a good defensive player.
80 makes the play. Hats off to Columbia and Coach Stone. Congratulate them on their kids playing hard too. It was a hard-hitting football game. There were a lot of guys that were spent last night when that ball game was over with, and that's the way it ought to be. You ought to be spent at the end of a ball game, because you've given your all for your team, your teammates, your community, your school, etc.
Well, we're proud of our young men, and what we want to do right now is give you the players of the week. What do we got first? Offensive player of the week this week is Trey Burks. I mean, that final run I heard you say last night, it's probably one of the best runs you've ever seen.
It really was, Trey, and I told him that after the ball game. It was one of the best individual runs I've seen in my coaching career, where he made 2 or 3 people miss him completely. That little juke there on the sideline where he just stutter stepped, and then he went right on down the sideline past the guy, and then the last guy, he just stiff arms him right out of the way. And normally you would have thought that guy would have just hit him and knocked him right on out of bounds.
Right.
And
kept his feet.
It was a great job, and he scored 2 touchdowns. The first touchdown that he scored was also, it was Trey Burks. Because it was a blown play. And
he ran hard last night.
He ran hard, extremely hard, and he's playing hurt. He got hurt last week, and we had to wait on some medical people to clear him and so forth. I think last night may have been a growing up moment for him. Just because
he got mad.
I'm telling you, there were some highlights. That last run, there won't be many highlights better than that one.
And our defensive player this week, and who had a phenomenal game, I think he ended up with 3 turnovers, Cody Michael.
And I don't know how many tackles Cody had, but he had quite a few tackles. He's maturing. As we go through this season and off season, we just have to work on trying to get him faster and faster, because he's getting the idea of how to find the football. He's reading his keys and doing what he's supposed to do.
And then our unsung hero this week for, I think, 3 or 4 catches in a very timely manner, needed catches to keep drives going, and one of those 2-point plays, Riley Dart.
And Riley's one of those sophomores that is just going to get better and better as we go through this. And Riley played really well. He has wanted to learn this offense from day one, and anyway, he made some big catches for us last night, and he did get the 2-point conversion early.
He has great concentration, because several catches that he's made, not just last night but so far this season, have been contested catches. It's not like he's wide open out there. The ball's coming in from over the top and somebody hanging off of him, and that type of catch. Caleb made a catch like that last week. That concentration, that's your concentration, and being able to focus on that football no matter what else is going on, and that's to be applauded in any athlete that can do that.
And we need to say Joe London played a really good second half last night.
Yes, he did.
His first half wasn't bad, but the second half he made some really big plays as well. And I just thought that our defense fought their hearts out. They created enough turnovers offensively. We just couldn't do enough against the Columbia defense. And part of it's our problem, but a part of it is Columbia defense pretty good.
Well, you have to think about it. You're talking about Trey Burks and about people looking for Trey Burks. Well, last year they were talking about Tullahoma's defensive bookends. You had
Alan
Starks and Joe London. Those guys it probably takes him the first quarter or the end of the second quarter, or even the first half, to whip those guys down to where he can make plays, because they're looking at him just like their defensive people are looking at the key running back.
Right.
They know they've got to stop him. He's probably getting double teamed, maybe even triple teamed sometimes. And I know that big guy that he was across from they were at war last night.
That's exactly right.
They were on the ground. I mean, the plays over here, and those two were on the ground still back over here, fighting one another to see who's going to dominate the other one. And, I had a couple of games like that when I played, and in a way, you're doing your job, but it also turns into a personal battle between you and that individual.
Right.
And at the end of that game, you either win, your team wins or loses, but you also win or lose that individual battle with the guy right in front of you. And that's a whole nother aspect to this team sport that's so great, is all the individual things that are taking place while it's a team sport as well.
That's correct.
And so, Joe did a great job. He really did a good job last night. Now, we want you folks to do a good job this next week. We know you've got a vacation day on Monday, some of you. Some of us work every day, so that doesn't make a big bunch of difference, but I'll tell you what does make a big bunch of difference. Next Friday night is the Coffee Pot game right here at our house, Wilkins Stadium, Tullahoma Wildcats and the Manchester Red Raiders. And that should be enough said. We need the seats full. I know a lot of you folks watched UT football last night. Sorry you didn't TiVo it and come on down to the game. Didn't rain but a little bit. But this next weekend, no excuse. We want those stands full, because this is county pride we're fighting for right here. And it just doesn't get much more important than that.
It's just about two communities that care a lot about their athletics, and we're in the fall of the year, so sport of football is at the top of the list.
It is.
And it's been a great environment for a lot of years. Manchester will be looking for their first win. They've opened up against two pretty good football teams. They have the big Rozier kid. They've got Meeker back at quarterback.
And he's a three-year quarterback, isn't he? Or is
Meeker, I think, is a junior, and Rozier's a junior. Their junior class is a really good class.
They have some good athletes.
It'll be a big challenge, and we just, got to look forward to trying to play in whatever number coffee pot game this is. And I don't know where the numbers are now, how far up, but it's older than I am, and it's just it's a great environment for Southern Middle Tennessee football.
Hey, and I want to say something else right here. I talked about it earlier to Coach, but I didn't say it on the air. Number 17.
Matt Carter.
Matt Carter. Matt Carter is also going to get an Unsung Hero Award because Matt Carter, behind the line of scrimmage, or behind the line of players, last night during those final plays of the ball game, was on the track, running up and down the field, getting the stands up, and he single-handedly and individually got just about every person on our side of that stadium standing up. And that is what you call teamwork right there. He made a difference and wasn't even on the ball field. And so, Matt, as a fan in the stands, I appreciate what you did last night for your team, son. Good man. That's it, folks. Next week, Tullahoma and Coffee County. We'll see you right here. This replays at 8:30 tonight. That'll be Saturday night, and 3 o'clock Sunday afternoon. And be safe over your weekend, and we'll see you in the seats next Friday night.